I
So,
decided to do that. So,
yeah, 4 people
good
viewing
morning.
already on Rumble.
Hey, Rumble. Good morning.
It's not there yet, though. No, I don't see anyone in chat. There, it popped up. Man, that's a super time delay between StreamYard and Rumble.
Because we have YouTube running, YouTube makes everything trash.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like 10, 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. So, looks like Nick did a thing.
Nick doesn't do things.
Well,
He's a
thing last
professional.
night.
He's an educated man. He would not do things.
Well, I'll give you one of those.
How do you know he was doing things from your lazy boy?
That's true. I don't know that he did things. I've been alerted that Nick did some things, but I didn't get to see them yet.
Oh, okay. So we'll check it out, see if he really did things or if people are just stirring us out of bed.
Somebody else did things.
Uncivil did things too?
Uncivil. Okay, so you might have remembered when we talked about Uncivil going over Nick Rekieta's lawsuit.
Yes.
Okay.
We were back to liking Kurt.
Yes, we got back to liking Kurt. So then this morning he does a live and he talks about Nick invited him to his stream last night. Let's listen to it in the words of a cowboy.
Kurt loves going on Nick's channel.
Virginia, and before the stream, it is yet another legal news roundup where we
Can you hear this?
give you all the legal news happening in your world so that you can be better legally informed about all the things that are going on in this great.
Yeah, I think so.
This friend invited me to his stream, but he invited me. I noticed that Nick Rekieta, my friend, invited me to his stream, but he invited me at 10:30 in the evening.
So
and I was probably already asleep.
Wait a minute.
Because So he didn't exactly give me a lot of notice. I'll read his exact text message to me because I don't think he would mind. He sent 10:35 to be exact.
Ooh, that's way too late. 10:30 I could see
for an 11 o'clock stream. So not doing really great here with the notification in advance. Okay.
Okay.
He sends me a text. It says short notice, but if you want to pop in tonight around midnight and discuss my lawsuit with Montegraph, that's my part, and anything else, you're welcome.
Yeah,
also, I can
that would be great. That would be a great show for Kurt.
And people can stop thinking I hate you, rolling on the floor laughing.
I don't think people think.
I will say this about Nick: he is very bad with the text messages and responding to text messages, and not really great with the phone calls or emails or basically any method of communication that I have with him. He is not really good about responding.
So he ghosted you
because
Kurt got ghosted by Nick
and text Nick,
his friend.
Not.
So basically, Nick is the type of lawyer that Schneider is.
So Nick will only talk to you when he wants to talk to you, but if you want to talk to Nick, he'll ghost you.
Well, to be fair, it's showing up Uncivil Law just sent you a message. He's like,
but they're friends. I've never heard anyone accuse.
You're right.
About once a week on average, maybe a little bit less than that. I could go through and do an exact, accounting of it. But like once a week, I'll try to call him or text him, and with responding to
are they in a relationship?
No.
What's this once a week? I try to make sure. That's like my grandmother.
Oh, that's true. That's like how family is. You just want to touch base, make sure everything is good. You don't clout chase and then just leave the clout to fucking flap in the wind. No, but what the shit?
But the clout just woke you up to do like a major clout chasing event.
He was in bed sleeping. This is a cowboy.
Wait, isn't he unemployed?
YouTube is a job. You should know this by now. Let's go.
That he sets his own hours.
After that video, I sent him a text message just being like,
I don't want to hear it.
If you want to talk, I'm here, and all the rest of it. And he just is really, really bad at responding to text messages. He's really bad at following up, and he's been this way ever since I've known him. And before.
I think Kurt's bitter about being.
Wait a minute.
It took me like 4 months.
How the hell do you know?
Or 5 months to get on his show. The first time I ever appeared on a show, way back when we were dealing with the Vic Mignogna lawsuit. And there was that whole controversy. And the reason it took 4 or 5 months is because the man doesn't respond to text messages. He doesn't respond to email, and he's really bad with the follow-through. Now, he has a lot of reasons for that. He has 5 children.
Is that what he tells you? Because I know he answers everybody else's texts, and he answers everybody else's super chat. Have you tried sending him money, Kurt?
Good morning, Sparky. Yeah, super chat. That's the way to
morning.
go. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, Kurt.
Oh.
You're just, send him money and he'll talk to you, my friend.
We have a chat, YouTube chat. It populates in StreamYard, so we can pull it up on stream. I wish Rumble did that, but it does
nice.
not. Kaylin Borisenko, are you going to be at Carolyn's later when she's doing a live on a YouTube? You seem to know some more things. Maybe you can help make a documentary about it. Oh, hell yeah.
What's she getting into?
Mm-hmm. If it's this, the answer is absolutely. If it's any type of defamation.
We're live? 'Cause
she probably goes live later in the day. It's a pretty. What is today? It's Thursday.
And Divinity, and she's back.
And I'm back. That's us.
Boom.
She needs some lazy boy lawyers. We are at her service.
Yeah, if she's live when we're live, we'll fucking go check her out for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, it's good to see you guys. It's good to see chat. It's nice to be over here. Those DM kids. Okay, back to Kurt. We're gonna just do Kurt really quick. It doesn't take long. He's gonna shit on some Karens in his chat.
No, we don't think Kurt's simping for Baldo lawyer. We think there's a
hey,
a lovers tiff happening.
I wouldn't go as far as saying I like Kurt. Afternoon, everyone. Kurt gets ghosted by everyone. Rumble is really struggling today. Oh no. No, he's not simping for him, but he's really trying to make sure that his Nick's chat doesn't annihilate him.
Well, he's right. No, they're right. He is simping because he's trying to like pretend like Nick's not ghosting him. That Nick just is a busy father.
Yeah. Oh, and Div got the AI bot I've been working on working finally. Dope.
Oh,
Let's
nice.
play with it.
Train him up.
Let's go.
Which goes a long way to that. He has a wife. He has a family. He has a channel of his own. And, I'm not the only thing going on in his life, to be sure.
They do have a relationship.
You did not say that to Kurt.
The man is not very great.
Just so
with the text message follow through, and not really great with responding to text messages or phone calls or calling you back or texting you back. Or
oh my God!
Is he still talking? Is he still talking about Nick?
We watched the other night. Remember the loser guy? The girl.
I disavow.
No,
well, that guy
drops me an email at 10:35 being like, "When you want to appear on my show tonight?"
Kurt can prevail.
I'm over here, counting sheep. So I sent him a text message back this morning.
Watch Kurt
letting him know that I was
chat
asleep
somewhere,
and letting him know that I'd be happy to talk to him anytime, preferably with a little bit more advanced notice.
Got it.
So all that good stuff. So yeah, Nick is a good guy. I like Nick.
There was Kurt
I watched a little bit of his program last night.
Wait a minute. No, you didn't. You were sleeping.
You were sleeping.
He just told us he was counting sheep. You
Jesus
lied to
Christ,
us.
Kurt.
We want to trust you.
Is this your first day?
We wanted to
Kurt's
trust
first
you,
day on the internet.
Son of a bitch.
So you did watch
his
it.
Chat hates me right now.
I thought Cowboys were honest.
They hate the ever living shit out of me right now.
No, they don't.
Sometimes they love me.
Yes, they do.
Right now, the chat seems to hate me.
Because you're hitting too close to the
chat
truth.
Seems to really hate me.
Yes.
At least the people that were in his chat last night.
No, you weren't there. You weren't there, Kurt. Don't lie to us.
Really don't like me.
You saw nothing.
They think I'm a soy boy and a cock and don't know how to take a joke.
You have to have a woman to be a cock, so no one thinks you're a cock.
Feeble and all the rest of it, which to some degree, of course, is at least partially.
Oh, God damn it! Do not agree with them. Don't agree with
There was probably 3 people that said Kurt was nice in that chat, and he didn't read any of the nice ones. He only read the bad ones.
That I could understand that. When you have,
and he knows Nick's chat. He knows Nick's chat are just fishing for Kurt to bite on something. So he knows they don't even mean it. They're just fishing.
Oh, dude, I think half of them mean it. When they say you can't take a joke that this whole thing was a joke.
Oh, that's yeah.
They mean.
But I think when they're making fun of him for
ridiculous.
being a soy boy and a cuck and all that stuff, I think they're just fishing for Kurt to bite the hook. Because he can't be a cuck. He's got no woman.
That's true. Okay, well.
True, because as we've talked about many, many times, I suffer from major depressive disorder. And so depression is a problem because depression somewhat influences your mood.
Okay, that's sad.
Would expect.
I told you, he's just like the guy we watched.
Been a problem in my life and makes me perhaps slightly more vulnerable.
Aw, now we can't make fun of him because he played the damn card.
We're making progress. We're
He's
heading on the right
vulnerable to being
path.
ghosted by
We're
Nick.
moving forward in our lives. We are replacing weakness with strength
Yes.
on a slow basis,
Very
but we're
slow.
getting there.
We're getting
Heading in
somewhere.
the right direction.
Amen.
But you know, it's a thing.
As long as you're doing it.
So the chat's like, "You're weak," and I'm like, "Well, a little bit. Yeah, I'm also fat. That's why I'm going to the gym and all the rest of it." So yeah,
Isn't he endearing? Like, that's kind of endearing. Yeah,
I'm
kind
telling
of.
you, he's
So
got,
it's-
he's
it's-
on the
it's
redemption
just-
arc as that guy we
you
watched
know,
the
it's
other
just
night.
an interesting
We're
dynamic
just in the
with the
middle of
whole
it.
thing. It's like, yeah, I'm going to the gym, so I won't be such a fat ass. You know, I'm doing things to improve my life.
Cardio.
Like comedy
Don't lift
classes,
weights, just do
improv
cardio.
classes,
Comedy,
doing a stand-up
let's go.
I
class
told you. I
that
told
I'm
you he was
doing at the
comedy.
end of the month, which I'm kind of scared about because I don't understand the first thing about stand-up, which is part of the reason to take the class in the first place.
I respect him like a jillion for this.
Whoa, wait.
What?
Has anyone ever accused Kurt of being funny?
He's taking classes to be funny.
No. You have to have like a little bit of raw talent. Like one of your friends that makes you laugh all the time. Like, you should go try stand-up comedy. That's the person you suggest to that. Kurt, I would suggest getting into baking. Like cake decorating or something.
I
Or
think
rugby.
he's
Rugby
what are
would
you
be
talking about? He's great at reading Supreme Court stuff. And
okay, no joke. No shits. Rugby would be the perfect sport for Kurt.
I hate
No
you
joke.
right now. That's
Because
a joke.
because the lower level rugby, like the rec league rugby, has positions for short, fat guys. They're called props and hookers. They're an actual team needs these guys. Kurt could do that. He could gain confidence. He could get out his frustration by smashing the fuck out of people. He'd be so much happier. He'd do cardio. I think we could get to do a fucking push to find a local rugby team in Austin.
I need to put up a disclaimer.
That's gonna be my get into heaven card. If I can get Kurt
from
to play
Canada.
rugby, if I can get Kurt to play rugby,
dude, no
You'll be
one in their
happy,
right fucking
and-
mind
and
plays
all
rugby.
I did in my past will be forgiven.
He's smart. He doesn't have to throw himself on the ground. No. No offense to people playing rugby, but come on, that's fucking retarded.
No, that's just how they show off. Kurt's not going to get to the ability to show off.
Oh, that's
just gonna
showing
be-
off. Okay.
No, he's just going to be a cog in the wheel and help teams win.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's
But I
weird.
feel like I have
That's why
such a
they
low
didn't ban it
understanding
in
of-
Nova Scotia, because so
Wait.
many weird kids, like they tried to ban it, but then parents of all these like nerdy kids and goofy kids, because it's not a jock sport, it's an everybody sport. So you have nerds play rugby. It's so crazy.
I wish I could bring this. Oh, I can bring this up, but I'd have to bring it all up. But over on Rumble side, it says, "Oh man, Kurt's simping hard for him. Don't get involved with Carlin. She's a schizo." I actually really like her. She might be a schizo, but we all got a little crazy in us.
I agree. What I've seen of Carlin, I think she's a little nutty.
What?
But Divinity's told me that so we're gonna dive into her a little bit, and I'm gonna give her an honest
Whoa,
bite.
whoa. None of that's true. Some of that doesn't sound right. We're not going to do some of that.
No digging, no biting.
Yeah, we're not going to dive into this woman whatsoever. Okay.
Oh no,
Wow,
no.
he's just confirmed he's Nick's side bitch. He's crying. He gets no attention, but doesn't respond to Nick's booty call.
Yes. I
Job
think
well
it really
done said-
bothers Kurt that Nick he ghosts Kurt.
A job well done says not since Stephanie left him at least. Has he had a girlfriend?
Is that the girl that was just breaking him for money back in the day? Like when he was
No.
stealing? Who was Stephanie? I remember the name.
Stephanie was she was his mod, and she was sick. And according
In
to
real
her,
life?
here's
That's
the
what I was gonna say.
tea. According to this chick, I shouldn't have said it like that because that sounded rude. Now I don't know how to come back from that. According to this bitch, no, that he was actually. Let's not. Should I not? I don't want to give out their business. They didn't work out, y'all.
No, but it's just like the other guy. His first two relationships, he was abused and used. He learned from
Who?
it. The guy we watched. the
From
loser.
yesterday.
Yeah. Who now has a $250,000
No,
subs
I don't
and
think
a
he
very
was
cute
abused
girlfriend.
by Stephanie. I don't. That's not the rumor I'm trying to
I
start
could
with.
swear Kurt was on a live stream talking about how he got used for money and all these things by a girl around the first anime Matsuri time. What I know about rugby, I played a couple games.
I don't know shit about. I know it seems ridiculous. I can't believe that people do it. I can't believe girls do it. I don't.
I think it was
get
the
it.
point guard on my rugby team.
Oh, good. I got here in time. Hey, Vicky, good morning. Locaficent's Lair or something
Vicky.
like that. But she has a channel. I see her
Morning.
every now and then. She does have a channel. She does firearm related stuff and some law stuff. She's
Oh
actually a
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool
that
chick.
rings a bell.
Yeah. I like her a lot.
But did her and Kurt ever meet in person in reality?
Yes.
Okay.
But I asked her if they did sex. I think I asked her live and she said no. So did
Was
they
she
really meet?
strawberry sunshining Kurt?
No, I think she liked him. I just feel like I don't know. I have no idea. You want to? I reached out to her not too long ago, and I haven't heard back. So hopefully she's doing all right.
Hey,
But
Moose.
good morning, Moose. Get that coffee.
Yeah, no, I think Kurt's on his redemption arc. I think we're just at the bottom of the arc. I think we got to give him a year.
A year. So
Yes.
basically he's in Discovery.
He's in this. Yes.
Good morning, beautifully. Thanks for
I'll
joining
bet
me.
you. I will bet you $20. Kurt gets a girlfriend for Valentine's Day next year.
That okay. How is there?
I don't know how. I don't have a magic wand.
No, but I mean, like, does paying for one count? Does like
No, that's a hooker. I mean, an actual girl that he's gonna have a date with on Valentine's Day. That he's
Do you say
likes.
Valentine's with an M?
Valentine's.
Okay, I think you said it with an M. I'm gonna listen back.
It could be the accent. It could be the weed.
Jonathan. It could be retard. It could be the fucking rugby slamming
be the-
yourself on
yeah.
your.
It could be the rugby.
Okay, so let me. We got to get into. Let's just say
I'm a little bit
Sorry, guys,
intimidated
we're
by
gonna
the
get
very
there.
concept of it, but
Not
you know,
this.
we press on, and then I have this meeting tonight to talk about this Meisner School of Acting
Oh, that's cool. Good for
and
you.
whether or not that's a good idea for Uncivil. So
Sounds
we're
like it.
trying to make. Sometimes people in chat or other people's chats were like, "Oh,
Wait a
Uncivil
minute.
Walls chat is just a hug fest." I'm like, "Bitch, you're in
Bitch.
my house. Okay,
Bitch.
you're in my house.
You're in my house. You
This
better
is
hug
my
these nuts.
channel. You're in my chat.
Hold on.
chat.
Someone needs to. We need this on our soundboard. Bitch, you are in my house. Yeah.
Well,
You're in
Kurt's
my
now
house,
standing up
bitch.
for himself. He's growing a spine.
I
See,
want you to behave a certain way when you're in my house.
Bitch.
he's a
Okay.
dominant, looking for a
I want
submissive.
you to behave a
Obviously,
certain way and not,
He's
you
a
know,
power bottom.
mock me and deride
Yes.
me and, you know, be an asshole.
so
Because
Yeah.
you're in my house. And so I'm going to lay down the law because you're my guest and my channel. And I appreciate that you're here, but I'm not going to allow you to be a little asshat. So that's my
That's
view
right.
of the thing.
Dudley.
And Nick's over here like, well, at my house, I like the asshattery, which is fine because it's Nick's house. He's allowed to like the asshattery. It works for him, apparently. Who am I to tell him how he lives in his own home? He loves it. Apparently, it makes him happy in his life, and it gives him the jollies. Who am I to tell him
What?
he's
I
wrong?
don't know if it makes it happen.
I'm no one to tell him he's wrong. In some ways, I admire it. In
Aw.
some ways, I admire it because Nick is kind of the person I wish I was in a lot
Oh
of ways.
no.
I told you.
He has a wife who loves him. He has children. He has a financial stable footing.
He's
has a
gonna
nice
kill
house
Nick and replace
in
him.
there. He
He's
has a
gonna wear
nice
a space.
sensibility.
Yeah.
He has a fan
Nobody
base.
will know.
He's a success. He's everything I wish I was. And some
No,
He's
no.
bankrupt
Oh,
in a
no.
year.
degrees I'm not. But you know,
Did he say everyone
that
agrees
being
I'm
the case,
not?
I was. And to
Yes.
some degrees I'm not.
Oh, and to some degrees
you know,
I'm not.
That being the case, whatever he is and whatever I'm, you know, trying
Kurt
to
needs to
reach
stop
to
comparing himself
is
to other
not
people.
where I
It's
am
still
right
a
now.
problem.
So we're trying to make progress as we go. You know, we're trying to make progress as we go, and trying to work out things. But yeah, you know, you're in my house. You're in my house, and yes, I'm going to expect you to
50
behave
Shades of Kurt.
with a certain level of respect to me and
Yes.
fellow members of the chat
That one
because
hurt.
it's what I want. And if you don't like that, piss off and go to someone else's chat who wants something else.
Yeah.
There are lots of people's chats who want lots of different things.
That's right.
You know, or lots of people who like to live different ways. Go find one of them. You know, stop trying to make me into what you wish I was. Or stop
Yeah,
trying to make my channel
exactly.
what you wish it was.
I think Kurt
Like,
would
I'm
be
the
happy
guest.
on YouTube.
You're like the worst
if
Karens
he
ever. some of
Never
you people.
ever crossed
Like, I'm
Nick
gonna
You
Rekieta
missed it.
and Nick Rekieta's chat.
Yeah, he's gonna call him the worst Karens ever, and I need to hear it unadulterated.
make me into what you wish I was, or stop trying to make my chat into what you wish it was. It's like I'm the guest. You're like the worst Karens ever, some of you people. It's like I'm going to come into your house and demand that you change everything for me. You people, some of you people out there are just asshole Karens, and you don't know it. It's like I'm going to go into someone else's chat and demand they accommodate me,
just to support
and then
Nick's
when they don't accommodate me, I'm going to go all Karen about it in someone else's chat and talk about how uncivil is mean to me because he didn't want me to be a little bitch in his own stream.
Yeah. Get him.
So, Kurt. You know, yeah. So that's all good stuff. So, yeah. So that being said, I'm, of course, happy to talk to Nick.
Except for yesterday when he wanted to talk to me.
Except what you watched from the shadows.
And I look forward
Well, what he probably did, he's like, let me go get a temperature for the chat. If they're not pissed that I did the thing, then I'll go. And then he went there and goes, never mind.
He shouldn't care. He should talk to Nick and only talk to Nick and not read chat. He'd be a happier man.
It's so much harder than you're making it sound.
No, it's not. It's easy. We can barely pay attention to the chat. So how can Kurt fucking only read chat?
This is only an hour. Is that all we have to do here? Nice.
Not even that much, I don't think.
Well, we have to get our advertisement for the green trash. Sweet. All right, cool. I thought this was going to be long. I haven't seen this, y'all. We're going to react to this together. Should we stay on YouTube?
Is that all for Kurt?
That's all for Kurt. I mean, he really kind of, let me see. He does say more, but
I can check it out later. I'm just curious.
There's one, I mean, I was going to clip it. I don't want to give you all the good shit, but that's basically it. He's like, I could have gone on Nick's. We're still friends. He does want me to talk about it. He's not pissed that I reviewed his stuff, which, you know, to any other law tubers listening, Nick's not going to disown you. He won't pull up the clout ladder behind him if you talk about the law. He will ghost you, but it's like that.
I think Kurt's the only one that gets ghosted.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But I think Kurt probably has a problem with messaging Nick every 20 minutes.
Isn't the rest of it on Rumble? Yeah, probably. But it looks like here, if I scroll over it, he brings down the lawsuit at 50 minutes. He goes into an ad, and then he's going to go over to Rumble. So possibly he didn't talk about it on Rumble. Did you watch the Rumble side, Nova?
No, I don't think so.
Well, okay, well, we'll check it out. If it seems to end too abruptly, then we'll go see what the rest is.
Or if he starts talking about Baldos, we don't have to pay attention.
That's true. We get our Baldo information from Vices, so Nick needs to not to. The OG. Okay, let's hear what he has to say.
Welcome to Law Splaining the Interwebs.
Thank you, sir.
I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota.
In Texas.
My thing is crooked. Anyway,
Your what?
How's it going
what
tonight? I hope you are all doing well. I wish you well, of course. Out in the wonderful world of YouTube and Rumble. Big shout out to the Rumble community.
Thank you.
Every night.
Hey, thanks, Nick.
Sometimes I feel that
I have
Rumble
a question. Why should
rejected,
he care?
But
just
know that
asking.
I don't reject you.
Why should who care? Kurt care about what?
We need more. We'll tell you why everyone should care. We just got to figure out who to tell you and why.
I do read.
Should we make this a little faster?
All of the chats as I can.
Let's see if he's understandable.
Three chats can be a little bit trying during the first hour, but you know,
I think
once the first hour ends,
lower quality is probably better for your computer.
A lot easier to go ahead and follow. All right, guys, here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here is
what's the deal? He
There's
said it twice.
Update in my case. There
is a
big update in the Montegraph versus Rekieta lawsuit. The clash of the titans
of the
Titans.
Why would he say that?
Slap fight of the century.
There you go. That's more like
There's an update in it, and we're gonna go through it. We're gonna talk about it. No, locals, I don't forget you. You're my favorite, chat.
I think this is at faster speed. Think how many breaks.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about everything, and I do need to address something. I guess there is a perception out there that I hate Kurt or mad at Kurt because of a comment or something that he made about a perceived hypocrisy in my approach to anti-slap. Because as Kurt correctly surmised in his
so Kurt was right.
walkthrough of my case here, I am opposed to quite a few parts of anti-slap on some basic principles.
Okay.
We'll get into that. But I'm going to
Chat says he's not going to get into this for 20 minutes, but Sparky's question is, I have a question. Why should Kurt care about Nick? He shouldn't. He doesn't have to
He
care
shouldn't.
about
He
Nick.
shouldn't at all. He should care zero about Nick. But
Yeah.
he sees Nick as a big brother / role model / man to follow, something, because Nick kind of tried to help him when he was like suicidal during the whole fucking copyright strike shit. So now he's in love.
No, okay.
Like
That's
if I
that's-
like say I save somebody from falling off of a building, they would love me for the rest of their life. That's how Kurt sees Nick.
I don't know about that. The reason that I think that people should cover it, especially LawTube, is because they're lawyers, and now one of their own is going to be jumping into a defamation case from an internet troll
That he bragged about wanting to.
after a giant defamation case. It's like, remember when this first started and Nick was like, I can't wait. This is wonderful. I'm going to stream every bit of this.
Like,
We salivated too. We're like, oh my gosh, wonderful. They're going to explain the
could be
law
fun.
to us. They're going to have first person. It's going to da-da-da-da. And instead, it's just silence. The one person that talked about it was Kurt. Uncivilized, the only one who's said anything about it. That's crazy to me. So, and he shouldn't care, but because it's something happening in their community regarding an active case, you think that a lawyer might want to talk to the community about it. That's all.
And Kurt only cared about the law, which is
Why should chat care? Same reason. See last statement.
Remember chat
think-
watched the whole Jack Murphy saga? Well, now we're watching the Nick Rekieta saga.
I don't think they need a reason to care. I think chat cares because we watch things and it's like that.
I care
I don't
because
know.
I felt like I was lied to for years, and now I get to watch the comeuppance.
Yeah.
It's like
It's-
karma in YouTube video form.
So that was the original one he used for lawyering. Okay, I don't mean to jump in the middle of Rumble chat. Sorry.
Because I have invited Kurt on the show. I don't know if he's coming or not. He hadn't. Let me see if he responded. I sent him a late invite. I was not. And a lot of
10:30
accusations.
whose
Because
time? Kurt's time or next?
what are we going to trust? How will we?
Kurt said it
How
was
will we do this
right
thing?
before the
Like,
show
how will we
started.
discern what was said
10:30.
and what was not said?
I was still awake for fuck's sake.
Later. This is the main point of the show. But if people have questions about Trump and stuff, we can definitely do that later. Let's hit this. So here is
hurry up and hit that.
my
See the
lawsuit.
big pauses?
This is the
Remember
most
I told
recent
you how
filed
Trudeau
document. It was
talks
filed on the
with big
first. I think
pauses so people
we're still in the second.
can't follow along.
But it was filed on the first. So this happened yesterday, but I didn't see it until today. Here we go.
Did you hear that, Sparky? You read Nick's lawsuit before he did, and he paid thousands of bucks for this.
So this is the
100,000.
party's proposed discovery plan, Steve Quest versus Nicholas Rekieta. So how this works is the parties get together, exchange ideas about the discovery plan, then one of them drafts up the discovery plan. They, make sure everybody agrees, and then they file it. So here we go.
That cost Nick $1,000.
Come now. The parties, by and through their respective council of record with a
Virgin.
proposed discovery plan pursuant to the Minnesota Rules of Civil Procedure 26.06. The parties represent that they conferred in anticipation of the court's August 1st scheduling conference as required by Rule 26.06b, addressing all requirements thereof. The proposed plan is as follows.
Yay.
Moncor 002 says, Kurt's all right. Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
So Kurt's
There you go.
awake.
Is Kurt around?
So-
He hasn't.
He's awake.
He's
He
not
just admitted
responding
he's
to me.
awake. So you weren't
yeah.
sleeping,
Oh,
Kurt.
1 second. Of
Explain
real
yourself.
quick. Fucking hell.
He's
Pretty
texting Kurt
important.
now.
God damn.
Motherfucker, wake up.
I'll be right back.
I'll be left front.
He's
You're
gonna
out.
He's calling Kurt right now. And Kurt's answering the phone going, fuck you, Nick. I'm sleeping.
He's not calling Kurt.
Mm-hmm. I bet you he is.
Okay, sorry about that. Guy 911 says, hey, Red. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Sorry, it's all taken care of now. Disclosures under Rule 26.01. The parties will make initial disclosures on or before August 15th, 2023. So there's a list of initial sort of required standard disclosures that have to be made to the other party
Do you
under
think
the rules.
Randazzo will make the deadline?
I don't know what they exactly are off the top of my head. We can look it
No.
up if we want, but there's no specific need to. No other changes to timing, form, or requirements.
It might not be Randazza. It might be Nick. So Nick, well, okay, never mind. I don't want to blame Nick for the Vic Mignogna case, but that was all filed late. And then he filed his response to Monty late, and then he paid his ticket and his Mustang late. So he has a little bit of an MO.
For disclosures are necessary.
I don't mean to, you know what I noticed? I do
Whiskey
this and I don't
brain.
mean to. I pause it when I talk and then I start it and don't let you respond.
Go
Kind
for
of
it.
a dick. I don't mean to. I don't
Well,
mean to. do
sometimes you're just making a statement.
that.
As to the subjections, completion, conduct, and or limitations of discovery, the parties agree that the deadline for discovery shall be August 1st, 2024. That's right. 1 fucking year. 1 fucking
Why would you
year
agree to that, Nick?
of discovery. Cheers.
Yeah, the dates are
But
crazy.
you agreed
Cheers to
to it,
that.
Nick. Why is he?
A year to discover what?
Dude, you're a
What do
lawyer.
they wanna
Agreed to
discover?
this. Randazza's busy defending Project Veritas. He needs some time to not do your case and watch his shit videos that you think Monty is guilty of.
Rondaz is going to watch every video Monty makes for the next year and charge Nick $1,000 an hour. So if Monty makes 4-hour streams every.
The parties agree that the deadline for discovery shall be next year. The parties agree. You should have maybe talked to Randazza a little bit, done some of that lawyer and shit. I
You
don't know if
paid
it would
for
have mattered.
That's the fun part.
You
Let's
paid-
find out what they want to discover.
Yes.
This shall be August 1st, and discovery should not be conducted in phases or limited. Plaintiff believes the subject of discovery should be.
Should be. Hold on. Let me pause this really quick because Jonathan sent a Rumble rant. What's it called?
Hey, what's that, man?
LawTube needs its journalists to hold these shyster lawyers accountable and help them toward their redemption arc if needed. Yeah.
Yes, they should.
It's-
Exactly. They should hold Nick's feet to the fire. They should hold people to the ethical standards of lawyers. Just say, look,
Right.
you're not being ethical. This is not right.
Exactly.
Defamation of Quest, including per se by Rekieta. Now, let's just go ahead and talk about this from a practical
Yeah, let's
standpoint.
talk about defamation per se and nothing else.
You brought the defamation claim. You brought it. You
Mhm.
alleged specific incidents that I defamed you that caused you harm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you did,
Mhm.
Monty
Mm-hmm.
Schneider. I mean, I know you don't remember because you didn't actually really do it in your first one. You had to amend it, but you made the specific claims. What the fuck discovery do you need on this?
Read the
issue?
list, nose man.
Read it, Nick.
Fuck.
Are you suggesting
playing
that there are
dumb.
more things that I've said about Monty
Don't you dare. He's never played dumb. He just is.
Graft than what you put in the complaint? That doesn't make sense because you're claiming that these statements from the complaint caused you direct damage that you can prove.
He doesn't have to
So
prove it.
what other defamation would you be looking for? You say you can prove the damages linked to my defamatory statements, but you want to discover if there's more?
More,
Is it-
yeah. To get more money. The more damages, the more money.
Okay.
That don't make no sense.
All right.
That's right.
Rekieta's refusal to retract upon discovery of defamation.
Right.
Let's just go ahead and do this right now. First of
Uh-oh.
all,
You
there's
coulda
no
said sorry.
discovery of defamation. Nothing I said is defamatory in any way.
Wait. The fuck?
Yeah, he believes this. This is whiskey brain. I told you, whiskey brain doesn't think like a normal person.
Does this look like the face of somebody who believes their bullshit?
That's pickled mind.
Oh my land. again, I was pulling up the document on my side so that we could share it if I needed to, because I wanted to say get to E, and I didn't know if it was E. I'm going to hear that one more time.
All of that is defamatory. First of all, there's no discovery of defamation. Nothing I said is defamatory in any way. All of it is protected First Amendment opinion. It's opinion based on a decade of writings and criticisms of Montegraph.
Read the fucking case law, please.
He won't.
I didn't go searching this guy out. He came to
We
me.
haven't searched up anything.
Outside of his random appearances in this lawsuit, I don't talk about Monograph. I don't care about Monograph.
If there's any Nick
What he
fans
does on his
in
own
chat,
time, fine.
please.
No, not fucking fine. Fuck you, Nick. You called him a pedo. If what he's doing on his own time is sucking little boy cocks, we need to get some people together and stop it. Fuck you,
Right.
Nick. If you really think he's a pedo, then what he does on his own time is our problem.
Then he failed to report child abuse,
Disgusting.
which is a crime, is it not?
You fucking weirdo, but go ahead. But there was no discovery of defamation because I didn't defame him.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
But that being
First
said,
day.
The
The
one
judge-
guy on the internet that was almost defamation proof. You managed to say the one line or
Yep.
two or three. I mean, it sounds like the snuff film thing is a big problem too. And you
Yeah.
kept pointing it out to me, and I was just like, I don't know. And then Sean apologized for it, and I went, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Because
Uh-oh.
old, I
It
think
is,
old
it is what
people
you were
know
saying.
what the stuff film means. I don't think the younger people know what it means.
Yeah, reading through the comments in Alyssa's video, I think a lot of people were just like, this is dumb. Sean knew exactly what this was.
Right.
And you
Well,
know
he
what?
did-
They brought
right,
up
I
8
think Sean
millimeter
didn't know
too.
it until somebody in chat pointed it out to Sean and was like, hey,
Words
just so you-
matter.
just
Yeah.
so you know.
Yeah.
And he
You've
apologized
never asked
publicly
me-
right away.
Oh, I got an email this morning. We could probably share some of that here from Montegraph side of things, which is
Yes.
anytime something pops off on with Nick, we get an interesting email. So maybe we'll share a little bit of that. Let's listen.
Right.
me for a retraction. In all of this, you never asked me to retract anything.
You didn't?
He did in chat.
So I don't have an email from David Schneider. I don't believe my lawyers have received a request for retraction.
You don't believe?
Pretty sure. You never asked.
This man's destroying his own reputation.
These stupid faces is
This is his
So I
awkward.
guess,
This is how he's trying to play
but
off not being
What's
awkward.
the
This is
discovery
guilty
around this
face.
again? Remember this.
ask your attorney that decided to go a year for this, that agreed to a year worth of sucking your bank account dry. What's the year, Mr. Randaza?
This is
This
the
is
face
what they want to
you make when your
discover.
wife asks
It's
you
what
if
they
you're
want to
cheating.
subpoena
What do
evidence
you
from
mean?
people for. By the way, what's up to Good Logic
Hey,
and his
Yeah, change the
viewers?
subject.
Thank you so much for
Really
joining.
What's up
quick.
to Good
Let's
Logic?
talk about anything but this case.
AJ said, let's all just take a second and appreciate the Rumble emotes.
Dancing bananas.
Yeah, the Rumble emotes guy has his shit together. That's for sure. If you guys are not over on Rumble, you should be, because I can't even see YouTube chat anymore.
The channel. Hope you enjoyed Joe's show tonight, and welcome to mine, where
Always
I
enjoy
get to
Joe.
commiserate with you on discover about the refusal to retract. It's so fucking weird. Like what do you need from that? It's kind of like they're just making up.
Yeah, the expert agrees.
Nonsense.
Concept
It's
pedophile
trying
is
to
not
fill out.
protected speech. Put that up on the screen.
It's almost like they're setting parameters so that they can make sure that they don't miss something like they did in their first iteration of this lawsuit.
Right.
Is it in? Hold on, I gotta
YouTube.
go to stream here.
And that's all we've been saying. That you can say a lot of shit, but you can't say this golden goose fucking phrase.
Hey, expert. We have a top shelf lawyer in the house, y'all. Expert is here. If you're not
That has
subscribed,
ethics.
yeah,
He's an ethical lawyer.
he's a good guy. He also is a lawyer who covered this because he's not afraid of giving his opinion, even though sometimes it's unpopular. Calling someone a pedophile is not opinion, it's accusatory. I don't know if he's that buzzed yet. I don't remember Noel saying the exact words are defamation. He used the word always. Sean knew. Wait, I don't know if he's that buzzed yet. I don't know. Remember Noel saying the exact words are defamation. He used the word always. I'm not sure. He defamed him and then said, sue me. Yeah, that's the part that there's one sentence that Nick
That's
said
black
that
and
was
white. That's black and
Yeah.
white. It's so bad.
If
Nick's
Nick
trying to
should-
trick all his people that like him, trying to like make them look stupid in front of everybody else.
the thing is that Nick kind of has to deny that he is wrong, because any comment that he could be wrong could be used against him as admission that he knew it was wrong and caused him to lose case. Yeah. He's
That's true.
definitely said too much already, so you're absolutely
Or he
right.
could do what Monty's doing and just not talk about the case publicly at all.
You didn't tell him to retract, so it's on. You didn't tell me to retract, so it's on you, brother. Pretty sure that's not how defamation works. Hey.
Exactly. And he did. Monty did in chat. I think we were all there listening.
Sorry.
Nick brought it up.
Didn't Monty ask in chat? Yeah. The core.
Yes, he did. And Nick responded live.
Yeah, you guys, we're gonna start all the way over. Hey, Cloud, thanks for joining us. Let me go back. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna pull up this video. We're just gonna pull it to the beginning, and here we go.
Calls were.
I'm just kidding. Earth said, hey, thank you. It's a long time no see. Good to see you. I get a little nervous about being on camera these days, so I cut it off. I had to. Nick isn't buzzed. Sorry. Nick talking about the case brings in money, which helps him pay for the case. So of course he will talk about it. Yeah, true.
But it's bad for your case.
Okay, what's happening, Tommy? Right now we're going over Nick Rekieta. He just now told us that nothing he said about Montegraph was defamation, and that he has no case, and he can't understand why they have 1 year of discovery. But he's going to ask us in chat instead of his attorney, because his attorney is so fucking expensive. He can't ask him any questions.
Yeah, and he agreed to the year, but he's making fun of Monty for taking a year.
Now, I do have the statements here on my YouTube. I'm just trying to pull them up in the background. So in case we have questions about what he said, where the hell are they?
Because we're not trying to pick sides. We're just laughing at the facts.
Yeah, so Nick is reading his lawsuit. When he gets to E, which is the RICO part, me and Nova just fell out of our chairs like, good Lord, what's happening? So we don't think that this is the greatest way to take this lawsuit either. We're obviously idiots. So hold on, I got proof. This is us.
But if Monty's goal is to bleed Nick dry, the RICO thing could make it drag hours and hours of work out of Randazza, which is $1,000 an hour out of Nick's pocket. So that may be the goal, because I think the judge can drop the whole RICO part and just take the defamation per se part in the end, can't she?
Well, they're not alleging that. They're asking to discover that.
Yes.
So if it's a nothing burger, they don't bring it up. If it's something, of course they bring it up. You know, but all he really needs to do is gather the proof of the statements, which is what A and think and B of his discovery parameters are, and then play that. And that's it. He really doesn't have to do much else.
Right.
What the crap?
That's right,
I can't
Flipperbox.
find the statements.
This lawyer does not understand defamation at all. Zero. Zilch.
Oh, the lawsuit statements. Here they are. I passed them. They were on the first page. Okay, so if we want to, we can.
Little boy cock.
Oh, shit. We're still on YouTube. Okay. So we can watch these statements if you would like. They're all here. And they're in context, like I started at the beginning.
Right,
this
before he
is
says that, we should bring up the defamation per se rule, that it's just you're guilty no matter what once you say that statement. Is that the appeals case, or where do we find that?
There's a lot. Nick, what Chad is saying about how Nick has to say a certain thing is absolutely true. Nick is not being completely honest about most of this because he has a lot of money on the line. And so maybe we shouldn't call him a hypocrite, but it's you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
truth is a defense to defamation, but there's no truth that Nick can provide.
Mr. Carstairs says, doesn't defamation depend on the status of the person being defamed? For example, public figures have a higher bar to overcome. No? Yes, that's correct. Public people do have a higher bar to overcome. And we looked at this. Nova and I went over what is a public person, and it's kind of there are a lot of like it's definitely one of those things where we have come to the conclusion we don't believe that Nick Rekieta or Montegraph have risen to the public figure status. while they are very popular and in the public eye on YouTube, there's a lot more that goes into it than just, do you know this person?
Like,
And
real-
are
real-
they famous, and are they putting themselves out there? There legally, there's more to it. So we don't think they do. The judge did say, though, when she denied their motion to dismiss,
yeah.
that he was a public figure. So that was interesting line in there. We don't know if she was saying
So
that
as the judge
affirmative,
sees it,
yeah, or what. So there would be a higher bar to meet, obviously.
but the statement itself is up and above over the bar, like.
So what this
unbelievably
lawyer needs
over
to
the
do
bar.
is
like a rocket. It's the
Okay,
magic
so-
word.
back to this. I just pulled up those statements in case we want to go over them on Rumble only, because we can't replay them here. I don't think they're pretty fucked.
Yeah, exactly. We try to tell
In
him, but he drinks too much whiskey. He's an alcoholic and he can't
Yeah.
not drink and stream, so he gets drunk and says what he thinks, which is a bad
Jonathan
idea.
said the Rico thing was hilarious. We were like, what? But we do have a theory. We went live last night. There's on Rumble, and
Yes.
we pulled out our theory of Rico. But let me just say this: based on the email I got today from Montegraph side of things, not Montegraph by any means, just he's got some fucking weirdo that's been emailing me
Yeah.
since Montegraph started hating me. It's like evolved, but in there they kind of, I don't know if you read it, Nova, but they kind of lay out a different case, and it made me think maybe this is where they're going with it. So we'll go over that together if y'all have time, if we can get through this.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're not. It's hard for us to see it from Monty's side, like everything that Monty sees. So it may be bring a little light to something. Who knows?
Earth said, Divinity, why is Monty even allowed to be back on social media in the first place? His social media's most wanted bio says a lot about him. It's one heck of a read on there. Ooh, let's go there.
Oh, he's a bio. Why would he? But did he get kicked off social media? And why?
Let me find the Rumble link.
I assume Monty's smart enough not to say stupid things like Nick does.
Well,
But he can't make assumptions. It's YouTube.
there. Let me find the Rumble link for you. Oops. Here it is. I'm getting so much better at this. I don't mean to pat myself on the back. Thank you, Jesus. I'm not
See,
thinking
it's
I
all
did this
that
myself.
practice.
But I was able to find that link really quickly. And before I would have just clicked a bunch of buttons and really not went anywhere. Okay, let's get to this.
About whatever. But and again, presumably, Montegraph would be in possession of any of this thing. So
Not if
if
you had personal
Montegraph
slander,
or his
and
lawyer
personal fucking
had
stuff. that you
sent me
back
a
and forth,
request for retraction,
like private chats.
they would have evidence, right? And if I had if I responded to them about the request with I won't retract, or I will retract, or this is my counter, they would have evidence of that. And if they didn't send anything, or I didn't respond at all, then there is no evidence
You
of it.
did it on a video live.
There wouldn't be like some
And then you
other
made fun of 'em.
evidence of my refusal to retract. So
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
video.
It doesn't matter. Like I don't.
On your own
It's just a
show.
weird thing to put in your discovery request. Next, emotional distress suffered by Quest that either caused by Rekieta's negligence or done intentionally. Why do you need discovery to discover your own emotional distress?
Because he doesn't know how many bad
He
things you said
should
in
have
private.
this
to people.
information.
It
He's
could be
the one
worse.
claiming it. I'm not aware of any emotional distress from Montegraph. In fact, I would suggest that Montegraph has zero emotional distress and that there's probably evidence that he doesn't. And there's probably tons of videos of him spurging out online about how he can't be intimidated or threatened or something. Because that's his stupid fucking character that he plays.
Was that before or after you said he should be
but
shot in the fucking head?
What do they need to discover here? This is a simple request.
Is he playing a
to
character or is he a
Montegraph's
crazy man?
medical providers to point to any evidence of emotional distress and the ensuing damages, the costs of care or whatever.
Yeah, those could be expensive for you.
What do you need to discover from me here?
how
I
bad
don't
he
know
slandered him
why
in
this would be
private
the
to
subject
people.
of discovery.
That's
I mean, I'm
all
sure
he wants
we're
to know.
interested in it. We want that proof of emotional damage that he's definitely suffering, and the definite care provider that he's definitely hired to definitely deal with all of the stress of Rekieta Law's mean words.
This could be a part of the emotional infliction of him continuing to push Monty like this. Like, even though he's being sued, he's still digging the knife in. That might not bode well.
But do you get to claim anything that they did after the date you filed? Emotional damage. How do comedians avoid defamation suits? Are comedy or satire allowed as defense? Yeah.
I think it's
I mean,
what
to a
I don't
certain
think you can make
degree.
that joke though, can you?
To a certain degree, well,
Maybe it's the venue because you're a comedian, so everything's taken to be not true. Like how the court jester could get away with saying the truth.
I would venture to guess, even if you were in the middle of a set and you're just killing it, joke after joke after joke, and you decide in the middle of your joke to accuse somebody of being a pedophile specifically in a state or doing a specific thing, then that's not going to be covered.
Yes,
I would.
Well, maybe I'm right on the fence with that. Maybe
You are?
the expert can tell us. Comedians don't. Yeah, nope. See, he's right.
Comedians don't call people kid abusers. Yeah. It's jokes. Everything I say, it's jokes. It's jokes. You know what the problem is? And I'm glad you're bringing this up because he is arguing that it's jokes. Well, Nick said it was jokes and that he's a shock jock and blah, blah, blah. These are just jokes, hyperbole. But then he said that it was a matter of public
safety.
Yeah, it rises to a matter of public. There's another word, not safety, concern. So it literally can't be both. You're either serious and said it because the public deserves to know there's a pedophile on the street, which would make it something that does rise that public figure status. He would bring themselves both up to that status of public figure by saying this is something for the public, but he doesn't. He ends up saying, I'm a shock jock. These are jokes and you took them wrong and we should have done this for the next 10 years and made a shitload of money. So he's negated his own defense on trying to say that these were jokes. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
he
I
said
think
two
so too.
things.
Ask the expert. Maybe can you bring two different defenses for the same thing at the same time, or do you have to pick one and go with it? I'm curious about that legally. Two contradicting things, I guess.
Yeah, public figure is going to be Montegreff's biggest issue. Yeah, we should maybe cover that again on a standalone video where we dive into it, or maybe I'll clip the one we did because it was really good. I thought they were public figures. I was almost immovable in my thought process on that, and then I read the law. Yeah. Well, then we read it and it's like, oh shit. And we read different case law and tried to understand what elevated these certain people at certain times to the status.
Right.
And yeah, I don't think they meet it.
I think 90% of humanity isn't on YouTube.
People call him a child sniffer, and he is. He also took showers with his daughter, according to her diary. So he's gonna. Truth is the thing about it. It's an absolute defense. When Nick originally said this in this video here, not that one. This second statement, when he originally said this, I can't play it because we're still on YouTube. I watched this live, and I thought to myself, "Whoa, Nick knows some shit." I was actually totally like, "What the fuck? I can't believe he knows," because I thought there's no way he says this without having some piece of knowledge that the rest of us don't know yet. And so to find out that it was the opposite,
because I went directly to Discord to see if it was in there to find out what video he had on Monty.
Yeah, so truth is a defense. So when Biden has a problem there. Oh,
so Nick can't prove that it's true. He can just say that Monty has a creepy reputation. I don't think a jury's going to swallow that pill. A lot of people have creepy reputations.
Thank you, Earth. To be fair, comedians usually are the. Hey, I'm still on Louis C.K.'s side, man. He didn't do nothing wrong. Have you ever watched Don Rickles?
Yes, used to love Don. He was hard. He didn't spare any punches.
The defenses are laid out. That's what this is, right, expert? This is them basically saying this is what we need to see because this is where we're going. And then the opposite. Hey, sup, peeps? Quick pop in to say hi at 3 a.m. That's fast out. Good night, Macor. Thanks for stopping by. Hit the little thumbs up while you're here. Yes, of course, the truth is the defense. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh, hold on. I didn't mean to not give you guys any level vulnerable. Oh, you guys are deep in a conversation. I might fuck up. Stitch and Adam
Good
show is
battle.
great. I see you guys. I love you guys, and I'll keep going here.
Talk with Sally says.
No, we're
So
not
it
listening
was
to their
because you
chat.
that talk was okay.
Wait, Sally.
Thank you so much. Fucking weird requests on their face.
Your face is weird.
So then damages suffered by Quest from defamation and emotional distress caused by Rekieta's negligence or done intentionally.
Nick should play poker. He
Yet
doesn't have
again,
a poker face.
you would have all of that information.
No.
I can't know how
I would love to
Montegraph
play poker with
lies
him.
about his damage. I can't know the fictitious story of the fictional damages that Montegraph has.
There you go.
But Schneider should know because he's the one who signed the document bringing suit alleging damages. And he's the one who signed declarations in support of that. And Montegraph should know because he's the one claiming to have them.
Moose said S-class for life. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm pretty sure it's the expert.
Yes, definitely the expert.
It must be.
What have I done to you? What have I done to you to deserve this disrespect?
You
Like-
defamed him.
You are bringing this. This is your claim.
You defamed him.
And you're trying to discover it from me and others. But the only other people who would know this would be people you know. You would have this access.
What is he talking about?
All right.
He's talking about, he's asking, so they're asking for discovery for Quest's damages. And he's like, why would I know this? You're not going to get this out of me. How the hell would I know? Which is, it sounds true, but you never know what Schneider has up his sleeve.
But wouldn't they want to see, like, if Nick was, this is allegedly, like, saying to all the law tubers, like, Monty is this, and, like, sent, like, a mass email out to everybody, and then they found out how bad Nick really defamed him? Could Monty then increase his mental anguish and distress? Because the defamation was spread much more far and wide than he originally knew before discovery? Could that be it?
I hope you guys were listening to what Nova just said, chat, because I wasn't. You're probably right. Yeah, that probably could be it. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'll take the win. Because you were.
Finally, we're
laugh
going
or
to
cry?
get to the only real discovery request that exists.
Here we
It's
go.
my favorite one.
Me too. Not really. Drink to it, boys.
Yeah, keep drinking, baby.
Here we go.
Let's go.
That man is not happy.
I have to prepare.
He looks happy.
I'll enlarge this for
He
you.
is not happy. It's a whole facade.
Finally, we can read it.
The nature of Rekieta's business, how it profits from defamation,
Defecation.
specifically the commission of hate crimes
Yeah, this part.
and
So dumb.
violation of obscenity laws or other illegal activity where Rekieta established a coercive, fraudulent, extortionary, or otherwise illegal coordinated scheme or operation. RICO.
Rico.
Criminal enterprise law. That's right.
It's also
Ladies and
civil.
gentlemen,
Tell them the
Monty
truth, Nick.
and
It's also
David Snyder
civil.
have finally cracked the
I think he's
fucking
gonna tell them
code.
the truth.
These brainiacs have figured it out. My entire business model is actually creating a massive criminal enterprise of people who profit from defamation, hate crimes, and violating obscenity laws.
This face, I hate it. I
Yep.
hate it.
Just the duck. It's his duck face.
Say more. Come on. Do it.
I'm sorry.
no.
Build.
I'm trying to behave.
What?
What?
I can't. Like, I don't even know. Someone put this in a document for real.
Yeah.
The nature of my business? You
Yep.
mean the one where I go online and talk about shit live, like that business?
No,
all of the
I'll show you.
business
I'll
is
show you.
conducted-
Let me hold on real quick. I
me.
think I could pull this up really quickly. I don't know how to spell it, so that's going to be my barrier to entry here. I'm gonna. This is our running theory. Go fund me. This is our running theory, although it may change once I read the email to y'all, and you can see what possibly is running through Monty's mind, but possibly this part where Nick Rekieta organized a fundraiser to raise $300,000 for a lawsuit that was absolutely never winnable, and then got fucked second time in appeals court.
And then was it triple damages? Fuck Vic. Or triple?
No. In this RICO case, if they get this RICO violation, it's ×3 on damages.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nick's going to tell his chat that. Probably he will, because he's a very honest type lawyer.
Well, no. Nick said it was only criminal RICO. He didn't tell him there was an actual civil RICO.
Oh, I was not. Okay, let's hear what he says.
Right up front for the entire world to see in public. But no, actually, though, what's really happening is I just used this platform, this YouTube platform, to get to the real money, which is profiting off of hate crimes and obscenity.
Bye. Sorry.
Who left? What?
Yeah, Joseph. He doesn't want to hear about what the
I
news.
keep trying to give straight
Later, Jose.
take. But my man is retarded. He's flat out fucking dumb. Like what possible scheme would there be involving this? This doesn't make any sense. Like,
He's trying to bleed you dry through
if
Randazzo.
you think that I defamed Montegraph in some way or harmed him, which some people do, that's fine. I guess I'll disagree with you, but I don't care. Even if you think that, the notion of running a criminal enterprise based on hate crimes and obscenity is just ludicrous.
Yeah.
Like what obscenity laws are you even talking about?
Your Discord,
So-
maybe?
I have no idea.
Obscenity
Yeah.
laws tend to involve obscene material. Obscene material is
Your Discord.
let's
Your
just get the
locals.
Supreme Court definition of obscenity.
Oh, now he wants to Google shit.
Obscenity or obscenity laws. What are we looking up? The
Supreme
RICO?
Court obscenity definition. A thing must be prurient in nature. I want to make sure we get this exactly.
Is this the word we looked up?
Prurient means having or encouraging an excessive interest in sexual matters.
Oh.
I mean, I like sex. Talked about it some.
Some.
But so it must be prurient in nature. A thing must be completely devoid of scientific, political, educational, or social value. Now, I just want to remind people that all of the pornography you've ever even heard of fails this part of the test.
Your
because
Discord is
it's
pretty fucked up, though.
Somehow.
Yeah, but
relevant.
I think what Nick is thinking about this is related to Discord, and he should think broader. Remember, we did the same exact thing. We were like, "What the fuck? This makes no sense." And 2 hours later, I was like, maybe he's talking about all the defamation cases linked to pedophilia or some other sexual nature, like Vic's, like Boozy, like this one. Like he tried to get Keffels.
Right.
And then they all had a
All
GoFundMe
dumb.
attached. So when you look at what's required for RICO, the Discord stands alone, and as far as it looks like, isn't really a thing. There have to be 3 things: a couple being a felony, some of them being conspiracy, meaning it happened behind the scenes, which is why they need access to his business emails and shit like that to see if it's really happening. That's why this is in
Defrauding the
discovery.
5,000 locals, the first 5,000 locals members.
But the crimes have to be related and separate, right? So like.
It's all related to his YouTube.
But Nick's YouTube, what is the third crime? There's just more to it than I just think Nick is being narrow in his thinking that it might have to do with this Discord alone. That's all I'm saying here.
No, I agree. I don't think Schneider. Well,
Oops.
Even the most
Snyder might be smart, or he might just be trying to drain him, or there might be some merit here. Either way, Randaz is laughing his all the way to the bank when he saw that.
Hey, Alan, good to see you. Yeah, I don't know about this. This thing seems like a lot of money going to be
Most
spent.
thinly veiled storyline. The most thinly veiled pizza delivery guy getting a blowjob or whatever. That is all of social value, according to the Supreme Court. So that all fails this test. So it would have to be that. And then a thing must violate the local community standards.
The Baldo.
Which
every Baldo video.
I'm still on YouTube. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitch.
But when he says, "What did you get taken off?" When Nick opens the door for this. When you said that he showed up in your chat, what was the reason he showed up? In his first statement, he showed up when I got yeeted from YouTube. What did you get yeeted from YouTube, sir? Oh, well, I told a trans person that we had a big fat argument that they would be shot in the head, and they had a campaign to go against me because they said I'm a hate crimer about trans issues, and be like, oh, okay. So thanks for telling us that. Like, you got yeeted for these.
Thanks for putting that in the record of the court, sir.
It just doesn't make sense to me, unless I'm missing something.
Which we'll get to read in the transcripts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what community standard I would be violating for something to be obscene, much less like what obscene thing I would have to do. Like,
your naked ass with a beer bottle in it?
Obscenity
Or a
tends
whiskey
to
bottle?
be something like an actual rape on camera or an actual murder involved.
But we looked this up yesterday,
how many murders has Nick shown on camera?
And just the one he got yeeted for before that, Yana. Wait a minute. What was the second time he got yeeted? First time he got yeeted on YouTube for, oh, well, there was this one guy. It was not a big deal, but he did just bleed out real quickly. And I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that.
Yeah. Well, and the Potter case, because he died, so he showed that shooting.
It's a jury trial with a judge presiding. But yeah, it's going to jury.
And the judge looks like a schoolhouse mom. Like, she looks like really nice, sweet lady.
Yeah.
involving
But hold on, we looked up RICO case and obscenity laws, and it doesn't read the same as just the word obscenity. It reads. Remember, we looked at. Damn, this was last night. We looked up one of the. Well, maybe I'll look it up. I'm gonna play this and try to look up in the background, because we in the obscenity in the RICO instance, the act of basically egging someone on. It didn't say it like that, obviously, but it was something to that effect, where it's like basically egging somebody on to get something out of them. Like, he got his GoFundMe started out of
proposition.
this.
It's a proposition. Is that the word?
No, it was a word I didn't understand. Every time I got to it, I was like, I don't know this word. Finally, I just defined it, and it was a good thing, because it was exactly what Nick has. It seems like Nick has been doing.
Yes.
So, but that was in the RICO obscenity.
Impromptu.
No, we'll look it up. let me play this, and I'll look it up, see if I can find it.
sexual activity or child pornography generally. That's obscenity. So, but here's what they probably did.
Oh.
David Schneider, in his infinite wisdom, probably just went to some website on RICO and found like the requirements and just put it on paper. Like, he probably just copy and pasted this from somewhere. But this doesn't
tell him that, though.
This is legitimate lunacy to think that
It is complete.
Well, he
lunacy.
could be right. He
Unless
could be
can
right.
prove it.
Like, maybe he went through and just found some stuff on the internet, which is kind of like what we did. But at the end of the day, this one says this is just the abstract from this RICO versus dealers in obscene matter in a First Amendment battle. If any of that sounds familiar, it's because it's what Nick's doing right now. The article discusses the criminal provisions in the RICO and the 1984 amendments that added dealing in obscene matter to the list of predicated offenses that can support a racketeering charge. After detailing the regulations of obscenity under the Constitution, the article explores whether the dealing in obscene matter offense violates existing law precedents. Even though the U.S. Supreme Court has not yet ruled on the constitutionality of applying the federal RICO to obscenity laws, The article predicts that the RICO forfeiture provisions, when applied to the predicated offense of obscenity, will be found to be unconstitutional because they are a form of prior restraint. This isn't what we read, but this says that they're gonna find it unconstitutional. Somewhere in this obscenity thing, in the abstract, it'll say the maybe amendments dealing with obscene manner list of predicate. Maybe I should look this up. That can support it, because this is where we saw that word. Let me Google this. .com.
On the fly, this is how we do it.
Well, this is how you have to do it to figure out what's being said sometimes, because how would you know? Racketeering. Is this the same thing I was just at? It's hard to tell. No, I went back. Sometimes when I go back, it clears the page. Oh, no, it didn't. This might be where we read it. Oh, yeah, because Crystal was in chat. She said, in summary, paragraph 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this it? Under summary? RICO also permits a private... Oh, you can't see this? Share this tab, sorry. A private individual damages business or property by a racketeer to file a civil suit. This is just saying civil... Oh, this is when we found out that it's ×3 in the damages. Prize, victim, perpetrator, racketeering. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to find that word that made this make sense, why Schneider might have used this. Anyways, I won't waste your time anymore because I don't. Well, if you were live yesterday, then you know what we're talking about, and this doesn't sound so stupid. Share this tab, and let's go back.
Highlighting obscenity, like, where would you get that in the first place? But okay, the other one is
saying that he sucked little boy's dick is pretty obscene.
Well, that, but with the racketeering charge, it has to be more than one. This wouldn't be a First Amendment issue. It is a First Amendment issue. Oh, the RICO charge, you mean? I don't know.
Maybe.
It's hate crimes. What the fuck even is a hate crime? Like, what hate crime am I committing? I hate every
your state probably has a list of them.
What are like Montegraph?
I don't
isn't
think
a victim
so.
of a hate crime.
I don't think there's hate. Let me
Again,
look.
even if you think I defame Montegraph, that's not a hate crime. That's not even a crime. It's a civil claim. But this is what they want to discover. They're going to finally bring my criminal enterprise down.
Nick may not think he has a criminal enterprise, and he may have one.
Minnesota does not have a specific hate crime law, but punishments for crime committed due to race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation can be escalated. Crimes committed based on a bias that result in misdemeanors can be enhanced to gross misdemeanors. So they don't have a hate crime law, it sounds like, in his state. And we don't have one in the country, so the hate crime is retarded.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. Unless it's a hate crime based on Monty's age.
It's
or sexual orientation. Keeps calling them a fag. That might be a hate crime.
Maybe. I wonder if you could argue that.
Monty's gonna do the first cisgender hate crime thing, where Monty's gonna say I'm straight and it's a hate crime to call me gay.
The article you brought up about RICO bring up the First Amendment. While this is about speech, the law is pretty clear on what defamation is. No, we're talking about the RICO aspect inside of this First Amendment case, and the RICO, this RICO one that I brought up.
I wonder if I have a book.
It's somewhere. The RICO one that I brought up, I just typed in RICO. I don't remember what I typed up now. Oh, and obscenity laws. And that's the first case that came up on Office of Justice. It's a government website. So that was dealing with First Amendment. So I thought it was apt because so is this case that this one is couched in.
Yes.
But I should put a new disclaimer. Just so y'all know, I'm not, this is Settlement Watch, and we are not that smart.
Yes, this is live Settlement Watch. It could happen any day. Monty hasn't asked for us asked for a settlement yet. Nick's dry begging for one, so it could happen any
Yeah.
day.
That's all. Let's keep going.
Lead, look at this shit. If you haven't seen it, this is their discovery request for me. The nature of Rekieta's business, how it profits from defamation, specifically the commission of hate crimes and violation of obscenity laws or other illegal activity, where Rekieta established a coercive, fraudulent, extortionary, or otherwise illegal coordinated scheme or operation, RICO. There you go, Lead. I've been running a mob. Can you go ask the blacks for me, like, if I've committed hate crimes against them
What the fuck does this?
and what I can do about it? Because this is white people stuff
What?
This is going to be
going on
played
over
before a
here. I don't
jury.
know.
This is rich people stuff, but I don't
Oh
know
my
about
God.
white people
Do you
stuff.
think any black people are going to be on the jury?
This is fucking
Yeah.
insanity.
They're not going to
Mixing
show
up.
all this, though. No.
Hold on, I gotta see. I think there's something I might need to block out or something coming up. Okay.
They haven't
not
offered
yet.
one, he says.
All right. Okay, so that was E. Here's the RICO shit. And then the final thing, the extent to which Rekieta conspired or contracted with others or encouraged others to cause Quest to suffer emotional distress.
Yeah. He's insinuating
What do
that
these
law
people
tubers
think
conspired,
Yeah.
Goes on in the world.
which means you're going to get
Imagine
deposed.
living in a world where you think that someone who never talks about you,
You talk about him
never
all the
mentions
time.
you in years,
Every time you're drunk.
Well, because he has a case.
is
But
like
before that,
hiring people or encouraging people. I want you to go out and defame Steve Quest for me.
don't say that. Why
What?
would you say don't make a clippable
for
moment
me?
for this guy?
Gonna ask someone to go do it, and that. What the hell are they talking about?
I think so, Crystal.
So I guess what they're expecting is to find some sort of communication that I have with someone regarding this. Like, homie, I don't know you or
Hey.
care about you. You came to my channel and talked shit. Some made fun of you. Get over it. There's not a grand conspiracy. You're a fucking retard. You
That's why
always
he's
have
going
been.
in deposition or discovery.
There's 10 years of
He's looking for
cataloged mockery of you, my man. 10 years of people calling you a pedophile.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. Okay. In Nick's state, I'm going to say this for the 40 people who are here on YouTube, just in case you haven't heard this before, because we've said it on Rumble and they know they're smart over
Right.
there on Rumble. But in Nick's state, there was in 2009 a police officer who was 30 something, 35, 34, dating and living with someone who just turned 18. So he's living with an 18-year-old.
Yes.
He goes to a party with his friends. And at this party, they bring two 18-year-olds and they drink and they get so drunk they can't drive home. So they call these girls' dad. And on the phone, the dad says, "Who's at the party with my girls?" And guy says, "Patrick Longben, the police officer." And he goes, "Oh, Pat the pedo is there? Great. I'm going to go get my girls." A little while later, he ends up getting fired from his job as a cop because his reputation is kind of crap in the town. He gets another job with the Department of Corrections, and he's fired from that job because he beats his girlfriend. Now, I don't want him to sue me because he's good at this and he's got money now because he
Yes,
wins his defamation suit I'm telling you about. He wins actually the highest amount ever awarded in a defamation suit in Minnesota for this. Because
The
somebody on the
highest.
phone called a police officer Pat the pedo based on his reputation in town.
Once.
Defamation per se and it went to the appellate court. The appellate court is the one who said, make this right. Defamation per se every single time somebody calls you a pedophile. In
3
Nick's
judges.
state. Nick's judge, Jennifer, I forget her last name. I almost called her Jennifer Lawrence. She quoted this case in Nick's denial of summary judgment.
Summary judgment saying there's no fucking way you're getting out of this news, is what she said. I'm
So
paraphrasing.
to say that he had some reputation of making weird films or being a weirdo is irrelevant, Your Honor. Your Honor.
And Nick knew that Monty sued somebody else who called him a pedophile because he covered it.
Nick told us
So-
the way he was introduced to Monty was during 2019 when Monty got in a lawsuit with Morphonius. He said that's when he was introduced. When someone else was suing, when he was defending himself in a different defamation suit. So Nick's introduction to Montagraph is Montagraph saying, I am not a pedophile and I'm shit at this. I'm a shit lawyer. So I'm going to try to defend myself. He went pro se, and his failure to state a claim knocked the lawsuit out of court. It was easily dismissed. So, and he was a weird broke person then, as Nick has told us. And apparently that things have changed, and he has money put off to the side for when flappy mouthed lawyers want to pop off.
And he actively tried to defend himself. He was in I Watched It Live. He got in Nick's
Either
chat.
way.
Stop saying what you're saying about me. And Nick said, fuck off, and laughed about it.
Yeah. So
Monty did ask him to stop before he sued him. It wasn't a magical lawsuit that came out of nowhere.
And the fact that he lays on people have thought this about you for a long time. So what? And doesn't make it true. It doesn't mean you get to repeat lies because someone told you. You are accountable for you, Nick. You don't get to say, but the internet said he started it. Just don't point fingers. It's you who's sitting alone, who will stand alone before the judge. And I meant that in a Jesus type way, but he
Roy Warren Marshall, 10 years of this shit.
You hear that? You hear him casually drop Roy Warren Marshall, that name that supposedly he changed his name from.
Right.
What a just
why? So people can
So
go
people
dig in and help Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Please help me. Please, chat. Please.
It crossed his mind if he should do that just now.
I don't know. Okay, defendants believe the subjects of discovery should be Quest's online history, Quest's prior claims of defamation, which he's lost.
Fuck you, Nick. I hate it when he does this, which he's lost.
Right. He lies to his chat.
That's disingenuous. He does lie to his chat, or he drank the Kool-Aid. And unfortunately for Nick, and I made this joke earlier, I'm going to do it again. The Kool-Aid is invisible. He's got it all over himself, and he has no idea.
And like
Quest
legal
mental health
said,
and emotional distress
Nick's
claims.
95.
Yeah.
Doesn't know 95% of what he's talking about when he talks about the law.
Yeah, I heard you say that he said that. I kind of want to see, and that's fine because he doesn't need to. Lawyers,
he wasn't trying to be insulting. He's just like, take Nick with a grain of sand because 95% of what he says about the law is bullshit. That was almost verbatim. So he wasn't trying to be mean. He's just saying, don't take Nick's law advice. He's an idiot.
Spark says, if you look at the farms, they're raking Nick over the coals. Could you please show us about the farms? Because we too dumb to get
Yeah,
Nick.
give us some screenshots of farms.
Hallelujah. I have. Might be help that. He was in that stream. Interesting.
Definitely want to know what mental health issues existed before this case and what new manifestations have come about because of it. Because here's the thing, if you have a complicated mental health history because you're fucking insane,
what if he doesn't?
And you allege something I did caused you damage,
what if
it has to be not something that you already had because you're fucking insane.
Nick.
Monty could be doing BetterHelp
What did he
every
just
day
say?
since the defamation.
I gotta hear it again.
That bill up for Nick. He could.
Insane.
I don't think he is.
And you allege something I did caused you damage, it has to be not something that you already had because you're fucking insane.
Oh, so is he saying that what he said is true? That he does what he says he does and that there's no damage because it's true? Other than that, the damage is in the accusation, Mr.
Right.
Lawyer Guy.
He doesn't have to prove anything, as the appellate court said.
Quest states of residency and citizenship, mainly because he lied about it, still lies about it, and his attorney lied about it.
Oh, how funny and juicy.
Prior defamatory statements about Quest by others. Quest's Umbrella Man persona and related filmography, including the public's reception thereof. Oh, I mean, that's not great. Quest prior statements about and interactions with defendants. Oh, that's not going to look good for you either, is it, Quest? If I remember, you've said a lot of nasty stuff about me, including that whole "I want to kill you" at a gas station thing that you did. Remember that back in December, a couple years back?
Hey, we watched that yesterday when he beat himself in the phone with his
In the
or
head.
in the face, yeah, with his phone. But I don't think he actually said Nick's name. It could have been edited out. Obviously, we watched
And I think
drummer.
what everyone forgets to realize, Monty's crazy, but Monty is also like an autistic algorithm chaser. He loves to chase the algorithm, so he knows acting crazy gets more people to watch his videos, so he plays it up.
I don't feel like he's playing. I know you think he's this great actor. I think he's trash. I don't. He gets. I believe Farron's Emmy before I ever believe Montagord's going to get one.
When you said that I'd be pumping gas one day because you knew I know where you are.
Within an
I
inch
know
of
where
your
you live.
life.
Oh, yeah.
In that
I
night.
got it.
Oh yeah,
I know where you are, Nikki. Can I
boy.
just come
Oh,
up
did he
behind
say
you?
Nikki? So he might have.
Yeah.
You won't even be able to reach
Yeah.
for that gun. Because I'm quick.
Ha,
I'm quick.
yeah.
Remember that?
I do.
Remember that, Steve?
Please, you guys, go to my Rumble from last night. We might have spent 3 hours on this, not on this, but in general, it was worth it.
Memes came out of it. Memes were born.
Memes were born.
When you said that you were going to come to my gas station and murder me before the police could get there, remember that? I do.
I don't think he
I
said
remember
that.
that. That'll be fun to put in Discovery, won't it?
Yeah.
When you go ahead and do that. I know you're taking those videos down and you're like trying to cover up
Nick's
and
fake smile
obscure
is so
evidence
readable
from
now.
Discovery and from the court.
Mhm.
But if that video, if it doesn't show up in the court file from Discovery and we happen to have a copy of it, I mean, maybe, just maybe.
This is what
you
you're
could get in
hanging your
trouble for that
$100,000
shit.
case on.
I don't know, though. I'm barely a lawyer. So,
That's
right.
thank you.
That's right. I agree.
Chat, you need to apologize to us immediately. The nose has agreed with us. He is barely a lawyer.
I know you've been taking shit down. You've been trying to use privacy claims, take other people's shit
I heard
down.
that. Yeah, I did hear that about
But
Monty.
just in case, I think it'll be fun to include all the death threats that you make about people online all the time. Like, that'll be great. In particular,
I'm pretty sure when I was like, "Hey, Nick, your friend Farron said she wants to kill me and she's serious and she's never felt this way before." He's like, "You know what? Shut up. It's the internet." So I've got some advice for you, Nose. Shut the fuck up. It's the internet.
You fucking weirdo. All right. Quest sexual history, including the public perception thereof. Ooh.
Why would you need
I
that,
don't know if
Nick?
you want that one either, Quest.
He wants to know about his
Quest
booty
public
calls.
figure status, any and all allegations made by Quest in his complaint, and any and all damages claimed by Quest. So yeah, he's going to allege a lot.
Monty would be a fucking complete retard. It doesn't change what Nick said.
And of course, he'll
Yeah.
have to prove it.
Nick's just trying to muddy the waters with this.
He wants his chat to
As
to
to
fund
electronic-
his. He needs somebody to help him. He's at $12,000. That wasn't even his retainer.
That was long gone. That wasn't even the
Here you go.
Electronically stored information. ESI should be produced in native format. Any TIFF images should be produced in flat file
Nope.
format. Non-native production should be attended with a notice that is not in native format. This is just agreeing
Hey, good to
to
see
how
you.
anything that's recovered electronically will be shared, because it's got to be provided in a way that you can sift through it. Because you know how online records are. If you've ever downloaded your Facebook chat history or whatever,
Sorta.
you get a multi-thousand page document because the way
In the chat.
chats just add up.
That big shadow that looked like a rage pig. She's still there.
Okay.
It is going.
So
It's
blah blah blah. Paper documents shall be
Andrew said, kind of almost want this to go to trial. It might be one of the more entertaining trials. They've had to play a lot of these videos and quote these cons. I know that's what we say. That's why we can't
Exactly.
understand why Law 2 doesn't cover it. Like, it's one of your people. It's defamation. We just got absolutely schooled through depth on defamation. And now we get to have it in house and nobody wants to talk about it.
They can't even talk about it legally, not even picking a side. At least the expert read the paper and is like, well, this is the legal aspect. I don't care about Nick or whoever. This is just, and no other lawyer will do that. It's weird as fuck.
Good to
Almost
see you.
like they're
Thanks for stopping in.
part of the Rico conspiracy against Monty, maybe.
Right. And I think this stuff makes Monty might have, and I don't know this. This is my idiot opinion because I'm just an armchair attorney, but Monty might have some kind of issues where this stuff makes him paranoid. And so this, like he might be going down, obviously, rabbit holes that aren't there. I don't know. This doesn't
And
help.
that's part of his mental distress.
Oh, so you're saying for the next, can you do that though? Can somebody help me out? Can he claim any videos after he filed as continued distress or something
Isn't
like
that part
that?
of discovery for the next year? Because
But,
if you discover something new, you can obviously put it in.
yeah, I guess you're right. But I don't know.
Like
I
if
am
Monty
curious about
found a
that.
bunch of emails between a bunch of law tubers where they were all like talking about it and go, yeah, we should drive this guy off the internet.
If that happened
If,
first, it would
allegedly,
matter. If the date is before all of this, right?
Yeah, as long as they found it in discovery. So it's after they agreed.
So, but these new videos that he's making, can these end up in like, look, this is emotional distress because he did this,
I
even
think
though
so.
it's happened after?
I think it's the continuation of the same act.
Like examples of what's the next few years or lifetime will be like, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because if Monty doesn't win, Nick's never going to stop with the emotional extortion, manipulation, whatever he's calling it.
Okay.
Scan and produce in electronic format unless to do so in a timely manner is impossible because of technology limitations. As to
2
claims of
years.
privilege, parties do not anticipate any issues surrounding privilege. Parties do not request any changes in limitations on discovery, except that they stipulate that depositions may be conducted by remote means. Oh, I guess.
Yeah, because you wanted to pay Randazza to stand in a courtroom.
Other orders. Parties do not anticipate the need of a protective order.
Wait, what about the death threat, Nick?
Yet.
Make it serious.
Yet, Go for Big Guy says, let's be honest, Rackets. If you've not noticed, the law and common sense don't matter anymore. You honestly think a judge here in Minnesota is going to give you a fair shake? I doubt it. Our judges and citizens make DC look good.
Say more.
We'll see.
That's Nick's
naively am
fan
keeping the
telling him
faith.
he's fucked.
No, that's Nick saying you're gonna lose, but it's because they're corrupt, not because you did anything wrong. Suck, suck, suck.
Either way.
Deadline to amend pleadings and parties, February 1st, 2024. So we got a long fucking time to amend pleadings and parties. I got to check
Oh,
the
that
next
wiped the
page.
smile off his face pretty quick, didn't it? As soon as he mentioned 1 year, he was like, oh, now he's not happy.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah, there's nothing here I have to censor out. Deadline for dispositive motions and contests as to expert qualification, September 30th, 2024, 60 days after the close of discovery. ADR should be done by mediation. This is alternative dispute resolution. Should be done by mediation. The mediation should take place by October 30th, 2024, 90 days after close of discovery. I mean, I guess.
You agree.
The party should be file ready
agree.
by February 1st, 2025.
Yay.
This is Nick begging for Monty to let him off the hook.
Oh, a job well done said, Nose has bought Randazza his own Baldo-mobile.
Exactly.
You lie, Mad Corey. 2025, y'all. What in the hell? That's why we're on settlement watch. Let me change my banner.
I guess. Trial will take
$1,000 an hour for
days.
the next year.
Yeah. He already Randazza in his own. Please go to my channel and watch this. But Randazza has already said when speaking to an audience about Nick's case currently in March, before he was denied, he's already. Oh, now I forgot my.
Bring it up. Just bring it up. Fuck it.
He already said that it's $5,000 to $7,000 every day just in depositions. No, I don't want to bring it up. We ramble for like 3 hours. I did condense it on my YouTube. I did put clips out of that Randazza one, so it is out there. You can see him talking about his Nick. He's saying I got a client and he called somebody a retard. He wouldn't even say that he called in Minnesota. Yeah, he would, and he said that they need to call another state's anti-slap in order for his client to succeed. And if they don't do that, he doesn't know what his. Actually, pretty sure he said my client is screwed.
Has no chance. Has zero chance of winning.
And that was March. He got denied.
Money. He's still raking in the fucking checks.
He said they're at $100,000, and if we take it to jury, which is what's happening, triple it. And guess what? If there's a RICO case, triple it.
Or yeah,
No.
David Schneider,
is-
Schneider Madsen,
David
Who's gonna-
Schneider.
respectfully submitted.
maybe Nick can move in with Kurt.
That'd be good.
Sigrun Aeterna says a little off topic, kind of going back to last week's stuff, but quick question. If consent ends at death, wouldn't that mean organ donations could technically be illegal? I mean, I guess, right?
No.
Yes, if it ends at death.
There's a lot of problems.
No,
with the whole
because you signed
consent
an
ends at
organ
thing, but-
donation. In
But
Canada,
Jim
you
Cox, welcome
automatically
to-
donate your organs unless
But
you opt out.
consent, meaning the signature on the form,
Nope, not in
ends.
Canada. In
Oh,
Canada,
Canada.
you're automatically donated unless you opt out.
Oh damn.
Right?
That's
Communist.
messed up. Supposedly, if you have the organ donor thing checked on your license, then and you get into an accident and you're not going to make it, they can choose to take your organs before your family even gets there
Yeah.
because they need to preserve them while they're still good or some shit.
Well,
It's like,
there's
oh no
been
no,
accusations and cases, I think, where they think the hospital killed them just for the organ.
damn,
They didn't actively try to resuscitate them so they could get the organ.
that's fucked.
the
Yeah.
lawyer status. And Lefty Lull says, I think you'll be fine, Nick. You don't live in the metro area. You probably have decent judges, even if a local attorney.
The
a
law
moron.
is the
Good luck,
law.
bud.
The precedent is set.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
By
say
the
what?
appeal-
on
Appeals
one
court.
hand, I think the judge got the order completely wrong
Of
on
course,
our motion. I mean, obviously, I think that because I think that
because you paid for it to her to get it the other way.
I don't think that
Yeah.
there's any fact at issue that requires discovery at all. Based on what they have claimed in their complaint. I mean, this discovery plan is fucking lunacy.
It is.
You
It's
agreed.
insane. None of the
Well,
things that
Doesn't
they're
mean it's not
asking for
lunacy.
are alleged in the complaint, right? This criminal enterprise of hate stuff. Like, what? Why are we going into RICO questions based on defamation of Steve Quest? Is there some network of defamed people that are all like hurt by my scheme, or is it just one giant conspiracy against Steve Quest, as his perception of the entire world is? Right? The guy.
If
is
Monty finds a bunch
conspiracy
of different
theorist.
texts
He
and chats and
believes
emails about
that
it,
he is. He
Do you think
believes that
that's
he
gonna
is
prove a conspiracy?
self-important beyond
That's what he wants to look
reasonability,
for.
but do you think if he, even if he does
or
find like
appears to.
just a
I mean,
random email of
He
sending like the law number
claims-
going, hey,
some of
this
his
Monty
claims
guy's a
are
pedo, just ignore
fucking
him,
outrageous.
would be
Claims to
considered
have
part
helped
of the
the
conspiracy
FBI crack all
enough
these
for the judge
cases
or the jury.
and do this stuff or
That's
whatever.
a good question. Hold
If
on.
it's 7 or 8 people.
Do you remember when we went? I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, I think it has to be more than 2. But when we were live the other day, someone in chat said something about the FBI. Do you remember that?
Yes, Nick said that the FBI were actively investigating Monty, didn't they?
Nick said that? No, it sounded like the opposite. It sounded like the person was saying that the FBI was investigating Nick. Would that have to do with this? So this person sent me an email, but I'm afraid to click on the attachment. I don't know how to
You need a
view it.
burner. You need a burner clicker. I thought that Nick said that Monty's videos, his fake Hollywood snuff videos, were so graphic that the FBI was investigating him over it.
Nick did say that portion. Yes.
So where's his proof that the FBI investigated him over that? That should be fucking.
That's on the internet.
That's
So if you read their answer or response to Montegraff's complaint, they talk about that and they give websites that you can go look at, and in there it says all that shit. So Nick's defense is that the internet is where this stuff lives. Like, look, it's true because it's on the internet, I think is his thing, which is kind of hilarious. Is Nick really going to Hedonism 4 soon? Because it's on the internet.
Yes. He's
Is
definitely-
he really? Have you watched him enough to know that?
He got that 20% discount for rebooking before he left. He didn't say those black guys fucking Instagrams not to meet them again.
That's true. All right, let's keep going. This might be over soon, though.
Man's off his fucking meds.
Whoa, what? Who is?
So, likewise, he believes that he is also the target of everything all the time. Which I guess is why they believe I have a criminal enterprise. Dude, I don't need other people's help to just make fun of you.
To
You're
defame him,
imminently
you might.
mockable.
You're what?
You're imminently mockable.
Imminently mockable.
This is no shock. Like, you don't need a network. You just
You can
need
mock 'em
eyes
forever.
and a mouth.
And a V-neck.
There's other stuff
his
that's
shoulders
submitted
look
in
broader.
addition to this, but it's not public. So I'm not going to share it.
Not working.
No.
But they've given me an idea of who they think I have like some criminal enterprise network with.
They do.
Oh, so
they
you
did.
can
So
even
fucking
connect it.
stupid as to be laughable.
Oh,
Like,
tell us.
I can't tell you because I'm not going to say anything that's
Reasons.
not public.
Reasons. Damn
Because
it.
it might be true. Because
But-
it might connect dots.
It just
Tell
goes to show
us.
they have no idea.
Yeah.
They're throwing darts across an ocean hoping to hit a penny. And
Throw enough darts,
it's
Nick.
obvious. But at some point, we have to recognize the frivolous nature of this shit.
It's not frivolous
And I would
at
hope
all.
the judge.
Well, okay. He defamed him in at least one statement that I agree with, per se, unquestionably. But then there are 5 other statements, one of them being the snuff film one that could also be in there. I'm on the fence on that because I don't understand.
I
I'm
think
kinda
the
one of
snuff
those-
film's bad. I think it's as bad as the pedophile one.
And I don't. So that's where we're at. But everything else I think is kind of stupid and it's whatever. And Monty needs to realize it's the internet, right? That's how
That's why
where I
Sean
land.
got on his knees and apologized as soon as he found out.
That makes me wonder, right? Because but I don't know that either way. There may be 2 claims, but this claim, I feel what he's saying about maybe being frivolous and wanting to just drag out a lawsuit. But if you
or
or what?
a settlement.
Yes, but he hasn't offered a settlement, and I don't think. Do you think Monty will? Because here's the thing: he didn't refile his
No, 'cause
first
he doesn't have
lawsuit.
to.
No, because then people like Nick will say he never won that suit. Another lawsuit he didn't win because there was or something like that.
No, that's what I mean. I don't think Monty needs to settle. I think he
Yeah, no.
I think he already has the case won, and it's just how much he fucks it up between there and winning.
Probably, yeah. I think he shouldn't. I do think this is disappointing.
Less
'cause-
is more. Less is
Mhm.
more.
He didn't need all the extra shit. But what if there is something extra? I don't believe that there is. But if
Right.
you've got the time and the money, it wouldn't
And I
hurt
don't
to
think
look.
it may not hurt to put in all the extras because he can lose all the extras and still win his number one claim.
Well, he's like, yeah, this claim doesn't even really exist. He's just going to look for this claim, basically.
Yes, yeah.
right?
So I'm reevaluating. Maybe it doesn't hurt him at all because the judge he could lose all those points of RICO and it doesn't matter.
Correct.
He still wins his main big. Yeah. Okay. So why not swing for the fences with something crazy?
And like I said about Monty, he might be paranoid and a little like thinking,
Truly
looking at like
believe
we
it.
did, defamation about pedophilia, raised $300,000. Clearly, shy in case Vic. The case against Vic was not good, and I think reading it, you're like, why would you even fight this unless
Right.
you're Vic? Like, why would or want to take money? And Nick. So Nick makes a friend of the court brief at the end of that, which is a way of saying, I am not a named party, but I have extreme vested interest in this suit. Well, why? Why
Because
would
he
he?
controlled the money, not Vic.
Because he started the GoFundMe. So he inserted himself in this. So if him and his lawyers are getting together, and then he went out of his way to be like, I don't even know Ty. And people are like, why would he say that? Yeah, it makes no sense unless you look at it from a different perspective. And you're like, paranoid guy on the internet who's just doing his homework, trying to figure out who's trying to get
And
at him.
Monty loves
This
to go
could
down
look
rabbit
that way.
holes.
Right.
And as Monty's lawyer, he has to do what Monty asked him to do. Unlike
I
what
think-
Rick thinks,
so
and you can just do
Schneider
stuff behind
has-
each other's back.
Schneider has a Down syndrome son, right? And I wonder if in the back of his head he's just meditating and going, nope, don't react, stick it to him legally, like
Yes,
he call me what you want, watch what a retard can do, maybe.
because I'm trying to get Monty to
'Cause-
talk about it in his own chat a few times, and Monty won't take any bite of the apple at all. He just ignores everything about the case.
Yeah.
Whereas Nick can't shut the fuck up.
Mm.
So
Does
that means
that.
Monty is smarter than Nick
At some point.
at the game of legalisms.
Yes.
But currently, the judge is like, nah, you got to go through discovery. And now we see the discovery plan. It's like, for what? For the purposes of our motion, we accepted all.
AJ said, until one of his local subs spurred on me in another chat, I never looked into the trust fund. Yeah. You know what's so funny about that is that that's what has happened to me. Like Nova and I made some videos and pulled different things out, and I was like, damn, this is fucked up. But every time I would be like, okay, I'm going to post this one. And I would post it and I would get shit on in chat. And I'm like, dude, if they keep shitting on me, I'm going to show them a different video. And they kept doing it. I'm like, fine, whatever. I'm going to put this other video if you think it's a certain thing. And then so every time I'm not necessarily, I don't care. I'm not really responding to Nick, but I'm like, you guys, look at this, then look at this. I don't know. So they see it as hating, but I'm like, no, I'm really just responding to you to hope you can see it, but you don't. Yeah, so
you're just reading it because I was in Nick's camp for a long time. I was one of the first 5,000 locals.
But it's them. It's like Nick doesn't shut up, but his chat is way louder than him.
Oh, big time.
You accept all facts alleged as true. And that's the crazy part. The only thing in the motion that was not discovered is damages by the party bringing the claim.
Because he wants to see how far you spread it.
Why haven't they shown damages?
Don't have to.
Now,
say it.
In the stuff that's not public, I can summarize a section.
Yay.
Because they have to talk about damages a little bit in their initial disclosures.
Don't get your hopes up.
And as to the damages,
see how the pauses,
all the impact and suffering that Montegraph has gone through, either emotionally or financially, they say they're not tabulated or calculated. You know, we don't know. We haven't actually figured it out. Well, why haven't you figured it out?
Because you're still doing.
How do you not know how much harm you've suffered?
Because you're still doing the thing.
How can, like, you can't even ballpark it? You can't say this much has happened by now and the rest are ongoing?
That's true. He should be, but he did. I mean, his lawsuit did state $50,000, right? Or yeah.
You can't do that. It's because it's a lie. It's an obvious lie. And it's always been a lie.
Which part? The damages?
He's just.
Or the part where when he was talking.
But
the damages. That money never had any emotional damages.
C'est la vie. C'est la vie. That is the same thing he told me after I posted the video of Farron spreading rumors about him. Such is life.
I don't know. I would love to see their theory. Because, again, they've indicated in initial disclosures the witnesses, the potential co-conspirators.
They did?
It's so funny.
Who?
Like, it's amazing.
We read it.
Because it's not actually who you might think. And that's the weird
part. The potential
part.
Co-conspirators?
But
You're making it up, Nick, because we didn't read it.
All right. This is the world. This is what we live in right now.
Wait, does he know something about we're getting off the world?
I think his world's ending. That's what he's trying to say.
When the world
he's
has
looking for a
got you
drink.
down.
See? Just talking about this case makes him drink.
When the world has got you down, you need something to help you go ahead and chill out and relax. There is an option.
No, don't fucking he's going to finally figure out what a true grift is. Is he about to say, yep, true greens. I'm not listening. I'm very good nose man, but you didn't get me.
He's forced to do those too.
Now he probably is going to say more on Rumble, but we did technically get to the last page.
Okay.
Hope Nick's wife really loves him and is willing to go through thick and thin with him.
I think she should get divorced. She can still stay with him and still love him, but she should get divorced ASAP so she can keep half the bank account.
Yeah, he thinks they should. Yeah, get divorced, protect the assets.
Because when there's no limit to how far I would stretch defamation damages.
Yeah, you got to hear Randazza.
Nick's no limit to how much I would ask for.
That was a lot. And then In one of Nick's videos, he tells chat, there's this lawyer on Twitch or Twitter or somewhere who doesn't even he doesn't even like me. Go see what he has to say about my case. And he doesn't like me. So, he's saying what he's saying. And that guy said he's got a problem. We went and watched it. We're like,
The one person Nick had that supported him that was a lawyer didn't support Nick at all. He just bluffed chat because he knew chat wasn't going to go watch this old white-haired dude fucking talk really slow.
AJ said, good thing neither of his houses are in his name. I don't know. The Observer
If
said,
it's Rico, it doesn't matter. If it's Rico, it doesn't matter. It's LLC. It's everything connected to Nick is fucking proceeds of a crime.
I don't know. Vicarious adjective, experienced or felt by empathy with or imaginary participation in the life of another person, endured or done by one person substituting for another. Get lives. That is not going to happen. The last part is not going to happen. Nick needs to do fewer drugs, not more. Maybe he needs I don't know, like less alcohol, more weed. That's
sober up. He needs to sober up. He needs to go 1 month without liquor just to see if he could do it. Because if he can't do 1 month, then he knows he has a problem.
As far as I know, he never went to therapy or anything. Jonathan said that probably about Monty.
How would anybody know Monty goes to therapy or not?
Yeah, I guess fair.
Right? Monty could theoretically have been going to therapy for years for other things and then just increased his hours when Nick defamed him.
Oh, AJ knows a lot about their family. It said they are in trust from his parents and grandparents. Kayla's family isn't poor either.
Hmm. Well.
There you go. So, yeah. Hopefully they've protected their assets and it's not going to be bad.
Yes.
I think
check out the Rebel stream tonight, I think, when I'm playing my new video game I just bought. So if there's anything juicy, we'll bring it up.
Do you guys want to watch Nick's statements at all? Or is there anything else you want to? I have to pee already. It's like my MO. As soon as I have to pee, I'm like, we should just end the show.
I got a pee song. You want to throw a pee song, but YouTube won't allow it.
Let me go over to the YouTube comments. There are some comments over here that I haven't seen. Whew, it's a lot of experts in the house. Nick needs to lay off the ball, though. That would be a good first step to recovery.
Yes.
Nick needs to lay off the MDMA, and hedonism trips. Hey, Parallax, good to see you. LOL.
I think Nick can do whatever the fuck he wants. He just needs to leave it off the internet also. But definitely put down the liquor. The liquor is fucking pickling his mind.
I would think co-conspirators would be the people who work for his LLC and any other channel that he has been on and talked about this with. That's how he reads it. Yeah, that's how Nova reads it. That the something in this case that are the damages. I don't know. That is the part of what is required for a case if there is no damages. Well, no, he's right. But one of these accusations is a per se defamation where so he's going, there will be some damages that are that are the damage in the accusation. But then there's, what are they called when you can get like,
punitive.
Thank you. Yes. So there are two types. So he doesn't have to show certain damages, but he can show other damages if he wants. He doesn't have to, though. I think that's the thing. And but in his other claims, in his third claim, intentional infliction of emotional distress, or whatever that one is, he should show those damages. Those should already be somewhere. And like Nick said, they should be at least accruing somewhere to get an idea of what this looks like.
But he doesn't have to Nick yet until the trial starts, does he?
He doesn't. What'd you say?
Like, does he have to give? If say there is damages, does he have to give that number to Nick before the trial or at trial?
They're going to learn it in discovery, so that's where they're going to solve that. Because you have to show damages. That is part of the claim. There have to be damages. It's one of the elements of defamation. If there are no damages, then it doesn't matter. But that's why it matters.
He's going to go to the most expensive health practitioner in his city every week for an entire year until the court date.
Chat has some ideas, and he thinks it's funny if it's who he thinks it is. Compensatory versus punitive. Thank you, Crystal.
What are your theories? Because we get a book. We keep track of who's right and wrong around here.
Oh yeah, so we do want to do Sparky. What do you think? Do you think Nick prevails on his defamation claim or no? Does anybody? I mean, anybody can tell us. Parallax, what do you think? He has to prove
you can
damages,
tell
but
us.
the
We're
jury
keeping
decides
track.
how much. He has to prove damages on
Bragging
his
rights.
other claims that aren't per se. But yes, he should have that stuff. He should. Nick is not wrong about a lot of the things he says.
Just 95%.
Well, yeah, I guess that is a lot. It's interesting though. If you read Nate and Boozy's case, which is
nobody wants to
which
put
has
their name to it.
been constructed from Ron Coleman, he doesn't even name the specifics like statements, and he gives the law why he doesn't have to. And so the way that Ron and Nick, since they're the ones we get to kind of examine, one's talking and one is writing, it seems like they have way different ways of bringing these cases, which is, I think, Coleman does this for a living, so it makes sense.
One's a Jew, yeah.
He would need damages for the pro se claim. No, he wouldn't. You're right. Poll me, baby. Oh wait, poll. I don't know how to do a poll. I think I have to go to YouTube. Is it? Oh, I'm supposed to be doing this shit. Okay. I don't know how to do that. Let me go to studio and see if I can figure it out quickly.
I'm just a pretty face.
And that's why he's here, I suppose. YouTube studio. I might be able to. Hey, my subs went up. Did I get 2 subs today? Finally, I've broken my losing streak.
See?
Don't everyone unsub at once. It really fucks with my mental. Where's live? My content. Live. Let's see.
For the record, we think Nick should just settle ASAP and stop paying Randazza and make this all go away and just stop calling Monty a pedo, and everyone would be happy.
Yeah. View in control room. I found it, y'all. Okay. Now, there should be an option here about a poll. But there's not. All right, well, I tried.
So close. It's so far away.
What's this plus thing? Engaged. Start a poll. Oh, I did find it. Booyah. Ask a question. Nick, is Raggets a defamer? Yes? No. Ask your community. Booyah. Got it.
The judge is going to be wrong, of course, when Nick loses.
I gotta pee. Is there anything we could play on YouTube? Oh, fuck it. We'll play it on YouTube. What is it?
I put it in private chat on Streamer.
Is it a song? Copy. Yes. By who?
Sublime.
Oh, right.
I think it's up your alley.
I gotta pee so bad. Share this so bad. And my mom used to say she had a Russian racehorse, and I could never figure out if that was like from Russia or a racing horse. Like
we used to say "piss like a racehorse" all the time around here. Not a Russian one, but a racehorse.
Maybe the Russians are much faster.
Maybe.
Can you see and hear this?
Yep, we're good to go. Go pee. All right, chat. I don't know if you guys know this song.
Hold on, really quick. No. If it goes too long and it's something eatable, then they will just stop the stream, and I'm not going to be coming back to YouTube.
You'll be able to see it die live. Uh-oh.
Okay, sorry. Back? No, it was just me coming back.
Everybody was worried.
They were. I doubt it. This is 1 minute. No big deal. We smoked 2 joints. Did everyone have their bong rips while I was away?
I hope so.
All right. I'm going to check YouTube chat, and then we're going to get out of here. And we're going to go over to Rumble and bullshit for a moment before we have to take off. It's 11 o'clock. We've been going for 2 hours, so maybe another half an hour.
Yep, works for me.
All right. Could have just
played the song?
What? The Smoke 2 Joints song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Because if you hadn't heard it, I figured you'd like it.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of stoner music. When I was a Trimmigrant up in NorCal, they played so many stoner related songs. It was my favorite. I love it. Where's my lighter though? I might have lost my flame, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Racehorse
Oh,
is back.
YouTube
Oh,
wants
you
the Rumble link before we go.
Okay, let me find the Rumble link real quickly again. And it's right here. Copy. Here is where we are going to go over there and subscribe for me, please. That would be wonderful.
Yes. Thumbs up and subscribe.
You guys want to? I forgot to play this.
I own you.
Wait, why is there a comment here? Hold on. I gotta fix it.
I own you.
Core put it in for you.
Ah, yeah, there we go. That's us, the armchair attorneys, the lazy boy lawyers.
Lazy boy
for
lawyers.
life. Mhm.
Hashtag LBL.
That's us. Thank you, Madcore. All right, so we're going just to end YouTube now. Thanks for showing up.
Peace.
What's the Rumble link? I didn't know Mako showed up. Hey, good to see you. Come over to Rumble and hang out with us for a moment.
Yes.
We're gonna
Well, cool kids are.
and you just for anybody who decides to go over on Rumble and see what we're up to, the first 20 minutes are kind of trash. I don't really get funny for about 40 minutes and it gets real good. And then for a couple hours, it's kind of just like, all right. But the last 30 minutes is when we really get that diarrhea of the mouth and start saying a bunch of dumb shit. So yeah, I highly recommend like the last half an hour of most of our shows. That's when we say too much.
Yes, exactly.
So hopefully we can catch you over there. We are live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at noon Eastern. So far, that's our schedule. We come back again Wednesday night to have fun.